Welcome to the Fuck Around and Find Out podcast, Perimenopause Edition, the podcast where we stop pretending everything's fine and finally start talking about the real identity shifting hormonal shit show that is your late 30s and early 40s. In today's episode, it's actually a very deep and incredibly powerful episode with one of our longtime clients, Anna Boonstra. She is going to be talking about what it actually looks like to heal while still showing up as a high-performing woman, working mom, and wife, all while your body feels like it's literally fighting you. Anna shares what it felt like to go from doing everything right and still feeling exhausted, depleted, and resentful to finally finding a rhythm that supported not just her body, but her career, her marriage, and her role as a mother. We're talking about burnout, mom guilt, the shame of not being present enough, and how she found her way back one decision at a time. This is for the woman who's silently holding her shit together and finally ready to put herself on the list. Let's get into it. Let's start by going back to the very beginning. What made you reach out in the first place?
Yeah. So I was at that point, year and a half postpartum with my second child and had tried all of the things that I had done before to lose baby weight and really just feel like myself again. And nothing was working. And my friend Angie was posting about how she was getting help from you guys and that she was someone was just telling her what to do and it was working. And I was like, that's what I need, someone to tell me what to do and for it to work. And so that's when I started following you and Savage and looking at could I do this and would it actually help me?
When you say that you were trying a lot of things and nothing was working, I'm curious, what exactly were you trying at the time?
Yeah. So after my first child, I did the Arbonne 30-day reset thing a couple times and in a row and lost 20 pounds really easily. So drinking protein shakes and working out a couple days a week or doing 21-day fix with Beachbody, those types of things. So I tried to do all of that again, did multiple resets, lost maybe 5 pounds and gained it back and started doing HIIT type exercise again. And it wasn't doing anything. And I was just exhausted. So was it actually worth it? And so then I was just not really eating, eating when I was starving, but not giving my body nutrition really, because maybe that would make me lose weight. It didn't. And then I was just at a loss of okay, I've cut all of the things. I've done all the workouts that I've done before and nothing is helping. And I just feel worse all the time.
When you say you felt worse, was it in terms of energy? Were you having trouble focusing?
Yeah, all of the above. Yeah. So I had no energy. I didn't really have, I have 2 little kids and as a mom, I want to play with them and be outside. And I just didn't have any desire to do anything other than sit on the couch. And just it was hard to get through the day to day. And I work full time as a PM. And so I'm managing other people and it's hard to do my job when I'm dragging all the time. I'm I don't really care about any of this. So just that zest for life, I think is what people usually say. But all of that was just not there. And I felt bad for my kids and my husband that I was just going through the motions, but exhausted and not really totally able to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of weight to carry that, you're doing all of these things, having to show up for your family and your husband and at work. And then you can't even bring yourself to do anything for you. And even when you try, it just isn't working. I'm wondering, how did it specifically impact your workload? Were you calling in sick a lot or were you just burning the candle at both ends?
Yeah, I was working late a lot. I couldn't focus during the day and then I had deadlines for things. So, and people depend on me at work just like they do at home. And so if I didn't do my job, they would have issues doing their job. So I would put the kids to bed and work all night. And yeah, like you said, not really making time or feeling like I had time to do anything for myself because I was just not able to get the things done that I needed to get done during the time that I should be getting them done.
So it sounds like you're under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
How was this impacting your husband, do you think?
There were a lot of discussions around like, what do we do for our relationship? Because if I don't have energy to do the things that I need to do on a daily basis, like there's not energy to pour into your marriage. So I think he felt pretty neglected. Because the kids obviously take attention, they're in your face. And
Yeah.
it was more of like, what else do I add to my to-do list than like actually wanting to pour into my marriage.
Yeah. That's a really difficult thing to work through. And I've been there too. It's like your marriage is another thing on your to-do list because you have so many other things consuming you. And that's not how it should feel. And I know that you probably harbored a lot of guilt over
Yeah.
feeling that way too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And then that's just further clouding up your mental
Yeah.
image. And now
Yeah.
you have this big to-do
I
list, you have
can't
all
do
this
it.
guilt and
Yeah. Yeah.
so what do you think was the like did you have like an aha moment like I need to make a change like I'm at my end. I'm at my rock bottom. Did you have any moment like that?
Yeah, so the year before I joined Savage, I had been pushing hard to get a promotion at work. All of my energy going into that, the little energy I had. And I finally got the promotion after probably 2 years of trying to get there. And I got the raise and all the things, that you get with the promotion. But then I was like, even like my job, like I don't want to do it.
No.
I'm like, why did I spend so much time and energy in like working at night and not doing things with my kids? And now I just am like burned out. So, like, how do I even keep going in the new position? And I said to my husband, like, obviously, I'm not going to leave my job. And now it's a lot better. But I'm like, what do I do now? Because, like, this was the thing that I was like full on focusing on. And I'm there and I still feel like, you like feel like, okay, well, what's next? Because that wasn't the thing that fulfilled me to make me feel better about all of the other things. And that's when he and I started talking about like, okay, we need to do something to take care of Anna because Anna is taking care of everyone
Yeah.
and not feeling like I can get to the like next phase, like the contentment, any type of contentment with my life at that point.
Yeah.
Which I think was the thing that was like, it's not, we're at a point where it's like, we have to do something because it's not, I can't keep going how it is now.
I didn't know that. That's a lot. Like you worked really hard for a promotion and then you finally got it and you're like, I don't even want this.
Yeah.
That's a that's big. That's a big turning point.
Yeah. And I was just like, I was so exhausted from all of the things that I had to do to prove that I was worthy of a promotion. And like in the end, like, is that really what I want my legacy to be? That like, oh, she like worked herself to death and got a promotion. Like,
Wow.
no.
That literally just gave me goosebumps because I don't think that we ever realize like what we're doing on a macro level, you know?
Yeah.
Like we just look at
Yeah.
it on a day-to-day basis. Like I'm just working hard right now or until I get there. But then, like you said, is this really what I want my life to be when I look back? Or do I want to like maybe have memories with my kids and
Yeah.
have moments
Yeah.
with my husband?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know that when we did have that initial call, there was a lot of financial apprehension because you have a single income household and you've got kids to take care of. I want to know like what was going through your mind during that initial conversation that we had.
Yeah. Well, uh, it was funny because we were talking. You like totally understood what I was saying of like how I was feeling and where we were at, and I was like, and I don't want to do burpees, and you were like, we're not doing burpees. It's like, okay, these are my people, but I still had this voice, which I like fight back now too, but have this voice of like, this is a lot. This is a lot for us to invest for me when there's so many other things that we need to do. I'm like fixing our house and kids stuff and everything else that usually takes priority. I'm like, am I really going to spend this much money on myself because I want to lose weight and have energy? Like, is it worth it? Which sounds really stupid now, but I did have a lot of, I mean, in our conversations, like I had a lot of apprehension of like, can we afford it? And is there value in me doing something for myself?
Yeah. Yeah, I know that that's a really difficult thing to prioritize when you have so many other priorities, and
Mhm.
especially the moms that I talk to, they feel like whenever they spend money on themselves, they're literally taking food out of their kids' mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
You were able to make it work and not just at that time, but you've been with us for like almost a year now, right?
Yeah.
So, what would you say is the biggest piece of value that you've gained over the last year?
Honestly, I mean, I've lost weight and inches, and all of that has been fantastic. But I think that the biggest thing that I have gained is just better coping mechanism. I don't know
Hmm.
how to manage my stress and understand that, like, as a whole person, all of those things impact my health and well-being. Taking care of myself and doing the like taking my supplements and doing my nighttime routine and um, figuring out what I can do in the morning before we get into the bustle of the day are as important as like doing my free workouts and nutrition and water and all of the other stuff, because this year has been honestly hell. We lost my father-in-law to brain cancer, and that would have sent me off a cliff before doing this program. And my coach, Lindsay, has been amazing because I couldn't focus on getting workouts in or nutrition, and just being able to like think about like what's the bare minimum that I need to feel like I have energy to get through what we need to get through, and I am like staying true to myself, as like I wouldn't have been able to do that before. I would have stopped eating and felt like crap and not been able to take care of everyone else because I was not taking care of myself. So I think that is like has been the biggest impact on a top of losing 17 pounds and all of that. But like the fact that I feel like I'm being more true to who I want to be and not focusing on like just pushing through everything. It
Wow.
has been huge.
I wasn't expecting you to say that. Better coping mechanisms for when you go through a stressful situation. Like, we don't realize that that is so important. Like, if you can't
Yeah.
handle a stressful situation, like you said, it'll throw you into a spiral. And then you don't eat,
Yeah.
and then you don't sleep, and then you're doing the things, but you're not doing them well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How is work now that you have more energy and more mental clarity?
It's a lot better. And um I've been able to set better boundaries of like I do love my job now. And there's always things with a job, but for the most part, I love what I do and I love the team that I work with. But I have set personal boundaries of like when the computer shuts off and it stays in the office, and I'm not going to be working on weekends. And that I think has just helped me to like breathe easier of like, I can still have the promotion and do the job well and get good reviews, and I don't have to give my entire life. And I can go to swimming lessons every week and do the things that I want to do as a mom and a wife. And yeah.
Wow. So you don't hate that you got your promotion anymore?
I don't hate that I got the promotion anymore. Yeah.
That's really cool. So it sounds like you were in a really difficult place in the beginning of all of this and not really having fulfillment out of your life. That seems to be like the common denominator, like you weren't feeling fulfilled. And now that you have focused on filling your cup, you're actually getting fulfillment out of your life and you can be more present.
Yeah, definitely.
How has your marriage evolved now?
It's funny because we were just talking about this last week of like, it's not the same as when we were dating, but because we have two kids, but it feels a lot more like we can like joke around with each other and flirt and all of those things that were like on my to-do list before that are now just like, I feel natural doing them now and not like, which has been awesome to be like, let's go on a date and not like, it's not a burden.
I love that. I'm sure your husband loves that too.
Yeah. Yes.
And speaking of your husband, I know that we've been talking about possibly like working with him also. I got to ask because, we predominantly work with women. Why do you feel as though it would be helpful for him to work with us?
Yeah, I think so. He has a lot of health things, and we've been to a million doctors, and no one listens. Or they kind of listen, but they run tests and they're like, you're fine. which is the same thing that I had with hormones. And you guys listened and did actual testing and were like, yeah, you're in normal range, but you're not, it's not normal that everything is on the low end of the range. So we're going to work on that. And I think that is like the different, like we've been to naturopaths and stuff for him, but I think that's the difference that I'm like, this could actually help, because it's not just like you're going to give him a new diet to try and like, here's some workouts. It's like, let's actually figure out what's causing all of the issues and see how we can get his body into balance. And I think that would be life changing for our family, with like someone that has somewhat debilitating chronic diseases that they're dealing with on a regular basis. It impacts our whole family. And so I know he wants to not feel like that. And we want him to be able to enjoy life too. So I think the reason that I was like, hey, let's try this. I know you predominantly work with women and we talk about perimenopause and all of those things, but like the fact that you care about who you're working with and you're working to figure out how to help that person as a whole, not just like, here's a cookie cutter program that we have, I think is what he needs. And that's why I was like, I've gotten to this place and I want you to get to that place too.
Yeah, look at how much has changed in your family and your life just by you feeling better.
Yeah.
Now, if we can get him feeling better, you're going to have a whole new life ahead of you. We're really excited to work with him. I know I was talking to Coach David about it because that's who he's going to be working with. He's already like putting together a game plan. He's like really excited. We get excited about problems that we get to solve. It sounds fucked up, but
I get
we're like,
it,
oh,
though.
yay, a juicy one.
Oh, we're going to take care of this one. Yeah, I can feel that.
I wonder, were there any moments that you wanted to quit throughout this last year?
Yeah, I feel like like I started last summer and then got through the holidays and everything, which I was like, I didn't gain weight in the holidays, which was awesome. And then 2025 hit us like a ton of bricks. And I think at that, like in February, when my father-in-law got diagnosed, I was like, okay, that thing has to go on the back burner. I was like, I can't deal with taking care of like, what am I eating? And am I working out or moving or taking my supplements? It's like, I can't deal with that. But I also then I'm like, stop taking supplements. I can't think about that. And then I was like, I'm not sleeping as well. I feel like crap. So I was like, okay, maybe that's not an option. And I think that's when Lindsay and I talked about like, you don't have to be all or nothing. Right now it's about like, what are the 3 things that you need to do to remain true to yourself and be able to pour from not an empty cup. And I think that was like a mindset change for me of like, okay, I don't have to just be like, I quit now. Like, I'll pay out my contract, but I'm not going to do anything. It's like, oh, I can still do things that fit into where I'm at right now and be true to the goals that I have, even if I'm not like 110% going at it.
That's huge. And I think that it's something that we all have a tendency to forget that, yes, having a coach is great, but it's really essential when you're going through those hard moments. It's easy when it's easy. You can do it on your own with the right plan when the days are easy, but it's when the days are hard that you have someone there to widen the track for you, so you can't fall off the track so easily. Lindsay has been so great about helping our clients with that. I know that you have sung her praises ever since you guys started working together, because she focuses a lot on like the mental aspect. I wonder, what would you say to a woman that felt the same way as you did during our initial conversation? Like, this is too much money. I don't think I should spend this money on me. It should be going to my kids and my family. What would you say to her?
I would say like, how much money would you spend to keep yourself as part of your family and be able to, like carry my kids up to bed and run after them in the yard? I think that is worth like, there's no even dollar amount you could put on being able to like truly be there for your family. And so whatever monthly amount it is, it's never going to come up to your kids having memories of their mom running around with them or going to swimming practice or like being ready to do whatever crazy game that they want to do. So like it looks scary right now, but cutting something from your budget is way easier than not having a mom there to be with your kids. And like now I'm like, that's so dumb. Like, why would I think this X amount of money and cutting back on getting coffee would be worth like not having dance parties with my kids?
I am getting emotional. My mom worked herself into the ground. Like she had 3 jobs and she just wasn't present. And I've never heard it put into that perspective. You know, you're just cutting out a couple things to basically afford your time to make memories with your kids and afford yourself the energy and the mental presence to be there.
Yeah. That's what I made those reels of like me and the kids dancing. And I was like, I was so overwhelmed. I mean, I'm still half the time overwhelmed. I am like, but now I feel like, okay, well, we'll just take care of one thing at a time. Whereas before I was like, I just can't do anything. I'm just going to sit on the couch and we're just going to watch TV today. Like, I don't want that to be their childhood. I want to be like, we're going to go to swimming and get ice cream and then run over here and to the park and like not be the person that holds them back from having those memories.
I love that. That's amazing. And I'm so happy for you that you were able to figure this out while your kids are still young.
Yeah.
We're so fucking proud of you. You have been a rock star. I know that you've gone through a lot, especially like you said, 2025 has been a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're almost halfway through. I'm like,
I know.
can we just start it over?
No, it's like serious. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, Anna. I'm so grateful to Anna for sharing her story so openly. She's not just lost 17 pounds. She has regained her energy, her presence, and her connection with herself. And watching her step into this new season with confidence has been nothing short of powerful. If you are listening to this and thinking, that's me, you don't have to keep spinning your wheels. We just hosted a free hormone reset masterclass where I broke down the exact framework we used with Anna to get her these results. And I've got the replay ready for you, my girl. Just DM me on Instagram at sav_tastic, the word recording, and I'll send it straight to you. This is your next step. If you are sick of feeling tired, frustrated, and like nothing is working anymore, I want you to remember you're not broken, you're not lazy, you're just overdue for a reset, and I promise it's not too late.